We are ready.
You ready, Gary?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's 6 o'clock, August 6, 2024. Call the meeting of the City of Montgomery, Texas P&Z meeting to order. First order of business, is there any citizens not scheduled on the agenda to speak that want to speak?
I have not received anything, but I'll just offer the audience if anybody wants to speak on anything not on the agenda tonight. Just public comment.
Public comment, huh? Okay. So we'll go to item number 1, approval of minutes for the P&Z regular meeting of June the 4th, 2024.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as published.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. 1A passes. Item 1B, P&Z Commission regular meeting of July the 2nd, 2024.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as published.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Item 1A passes. Item number 2, consideration and possible action on 2 sign applications for 6-Shooter Junction and Jessica's Fine Jewelry located at 14348 Liberty Street in the Historic Preservation District. Anybody?
Chairman, I'll, for the record, I'll just run through Dave's memo here just to frame the issue. So the owners of the businesses have applied for 2 signs in the exterior of the building. One is a wall sign on the front of the facade that faces Liberty Street, and one is a small hanging sign on the back porch above the door that faces McConnell Street. The business have been in operation for several years and have existing window graphics with the business names and operating hours. So we have a couple ordinances that regulate that, so I'm going to jump down to the analysis and conclusion. So as shown in the submitted images that should be in your packets, the signs are of reasonable size and scale and similar to other signs in the downtown area. The staff recommends approval of the signs as submitted. I don't know if the applicants here tonight wants to speak on this, but I will defer to that person to frame the issue as well. Is there anybody here that wants to speak on this?
Y'all, anybody here?
Accept it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Okay, go ahead.
You made a
I
motion?
make a motion that we accept the signs as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of the application for the signs at 6-Shooter Junction and Jessica's Fine Jewelry located at 14348 Liberty Street in the Historical Preservation District. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did?
Yep.
Okay. All in favor say yes.
Aye.
Yes, yes. All opposed say no. Item number 2 passes for the 2 sign applications. Move on to number 3, consideration of possible action on a sign application for H Wines at 14351 Liberty Street in the Historical Preservation District.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. H Wines is expanding its operations in the adjacent building next to the current location in the First State Bank building at 14343 Liberty Street. They've submitted a sign application for the new location. You'll see in the packets here some rules that govern the signs. Shown with submitted images in your packets. The sign matches the existing business sign. Staff recommends approval of the signs as submitted. Now, Mr. Harry is here to discuss if you like. Or if you have any questions.
No, it's okay. It's okay for me. It's okay for me. Everything is fine.
I like it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the sign as submitted.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of the sign application for H Wines at 14351 Liberty Street in the Historical Preservation District. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passes for the sign application for H Wines. Number 4, presentation and discussion on the proposed residence at 202 Pond Street in the Historical Preservation District as submitted by Larry Ryland.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is item is discussion only tonight. So Mr. Reland recently purchased 202 Pond Street directly behind the ranch's daughter. He would like to construct a single-family dwelling on the property. We have regulations that constrain this construction, so that's also in your packets. So no formal action is requested tonight. I'm sure the owner is going to want to talk about his project, and he's asking you for feedback on the exterior features of the home, so we can move forward with full architectural plans that will meet the expectations of the commission. Once the site plan is completed, the final drawings are developed, the final material and color selections are made, and the owner can submit for formal approval by the planning commission at that time. Final building heights for the property will be determined in consultation with the city attorney for guidance on applicability and procedural steps related to the existing substandard lots. Again, it's discussion only, so we don't have a recommendation, and I will defer to the applicant for additional information.
Okay, just one question. The only thing that we are really have anything to discuss about this item is the design, color.
The architectural design.
So we have no other, okay.
And,
All right.
and I'm not familiar with this project, and it looks like a kind of an odd, it looks like an anomaly. So I think David worked with the city attorney to determine what
Okay.
regulations apply, because right now the property's vacant, and I'd have to dig into it a little bit, but yeah, that's, for tonight, I think you guys need to focus on just the design and architecture.
Okay. You'd like to,
Larry, I got a question. The picture that you gave us, where is that building that you took the picture from?
This is the builder, and it's currently one of his projects.
Oh, okay, so you're building that someplace else right now?
Your house, the house you want. You want to know where it is?
Jen,
I just want to know.
would you mind coming up with the podium? Jen's.
No, this one.
No, so you can get on the record.
Yeah, if you guys can get up the podium,
Get on the record.
we can pick this up on the mic. If that button's red, just push it, it should green.
Yeah.
I'm on.
You're on.
Okay.
I'm
I'll ask the question.
This is Monty Smith.
Okay.
Of Monty Smith.
Okay. The
The
question,
picture that I showed you
yeah,
is currently one of his projects that he has built.
Yeah, we built this out in the country somewhere, Montgomery County. Not exactly sure the address right now, but it's...
no, that's fine. I was just curious because you can tell it's a photograph. That's why I was. Were you considering the same colors, Larry? Were you considering the same colors?
Yes, yes, I don't see any reason to change color scheme or anything. The only thing that I'm thinking about maybe changing, but it's where you see the porte-cochere with the two garage doors.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to stay as one big garage door, and the small one is going to become two windows. That's what's in your packet as the black and white design. All right, and if I could swing the porte-cochere over to the College Street side and put it in front of the two doors that are there, that's about the only thing I think I'm going to ask him to change. So, but you know, there's ample room, and the design is like, I know this looks awfully big, but it's only 1,100 square feet on top.
Yeah.
2 bedroom, 2 bath. And
No, like-
essentially a 3-car garage.
yeah.
And you refer to it as a carriage house, right?
I call it a carriage house, so I think it's more fitting of the design.
Yeah, I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. I saw a lot of them.
Okay. Yeah, but, that's,
How are you doing?
well, this is,
Oh, gotcha. Well, a lot about the planning bit right there, get the glass doors. Come down to what's available.
right. The neat thing about this too is with the driveway that comes in on Pond Street, all right, the rest of, from that, there's already a culvert there. Right, the rest of it is ditch to the corner, to the culvert.
Oh, from the driveway to the corner?
Right. If we put in culverts, or if the city would, that would widen that area. And it would allow for some more safer turns at the corner and a lot more visibility. I think that would be a smart thing to do. In fact, the other side of Pine Street is all ditch. And it would be really nice if the culverts were there. That way you can make Pine Street a little bit more wider and easier to get back and forth. You put two trucks on that street, one of them has to yield the other one to go around.
That's not uncommon in the downtown area.
Yeah, but besides, we're looking a lot better. But that's it, and the diagram in the drawing of the packet where it has a red box, small, essentially the size of a storage container. That is what the current ordinances say the building lights have to be set back to. And it's just, this is a substandard lot. It opens up to the zoning commission and makes the variances to where we can move those building lines. And what we have proposed to you is the blue box. And that's the outside building lines of a picture of the house that I showed you. And you see what I'm talking about, you see the little fire hydrant, you know, and along that is ditch to the manhole cover. And that would all become a flat surface. College Street has a sidewalk going down. And we are set back at the fence line of where Rancher's Daughter is. That's where this ends. So it's a perfect line as you're looking down College Street.
I don't have any other questions.
And the city ordinance requires a 10-foot backyard. We're asking to move it to 7.5 feet.
Okay, what do you,
So that's in a nutshell, the exceptions. We're trying to make it clear to you on the drawings. And before I go any farther and keep paying designer and architect fees, I just want to know, you know, is it worth a while?
yeah, right now what we're discussing tonight, and I think everybody's in agreement, is just the style and color of the home is okay. So, I mean, I think we're fine with all that. It's the city that will
Yeah, they're gonna-
coordinate all that. So what we're deciding here is if the house is within the historical preservation district kind of guidelines and colors. So that's,
This is the first time you guys are seeing this?
we saw, well, that colored picture, we have a somewhat of a mock-up in the property in the packet. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You wanna?
Well, there's no motion to make on this one, but my only recommendation to move forward is possibly some lighter colors to try to transition from Rancher's Daughter, kind of transition back towards the historical district, but I'm interested to see what kind of colors come back as you continue down the design process.
I have a little trouble here.
As you continue down the design, I'd be interested to see some other colors, maybe lighter ones that would be a better transition from Rancher's Daughter, kind of coming back to something a little bit lighter, closer.
You want to change the color to make it lighter?
I'm not opposed to this necessarily, but I'd be interested to see
Some other options.
closer.
Okay, I think we can iron that out when we do final details.
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So,
Very much.
But as far as,
But for now,
as far as moving forward with the house, we're fine.
yeah, I like this a lot. I think it's very clever for that size of a lot.
I think it'll improve the looks of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very much. I agree. Thank you.
All right, thanks
Right.
for listening to us.
Okay. Item number 5, calling a public hearing on a rezoning request for 15.46 acres along Lone Star Parkway, west of Liberty Street, from industrial to B commercial and R2 multifamily residential, as submitted by SPT Montgomery LLC.
All right, so y'all may know this property as the Superior Properties tract. This is up at the northwest corner of the intersection of 149 and Lone Star Parkway. So right now, the property is zoned industrial, and the developer is looking to rezone it to a mix of B commercial and R2 multifamily residential. All you're doing this evening is calling a public hearing. You're not necessarily approving the rezoning. This is more just the public hearing. This is the first step in the process. What they're going to do is a mixture of duplexes and commercial on that property.
Okay, so what we're doing is for the first public hearings, September 3rd? Is that what we're?
Correct. So you'll have a
Okay.
public hearing, and then City Council will have a public hearing as well.
Okay.
Now, the property across Lawson Street, is that, what's its zone? Is that
Residential.
residential?
Correct.
Okay, so this is just be kind of like continuing the residential area rezoning from Lawson Street to Lone Star Parkway.
Well, so the portion between Lawson Street and Lone Star Parkway, my understanding is that will be commercial on that hard
Oh,
corner.
okay, okay.
The hard corner will be commercial. The multifamily will be more on the west half of this property, closer to the community center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you think multifamily, we're not thinking apartments, it's duplexes.
Duplexes.
Duplexes, yeah.
But because of the nature of it, it has to be zoned multifamily.
Those duplexes are, oh well.
Well,
They're, with the size of those, you almost rather see apartments. I mean, they're what, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or 1 bedroom? I mean, they're only 953 square feet?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Per their sketch.
Yeah.
That's just their sketch.
Yeah.
That's not final design value.
No garages.
Yeah, they're not large and they won't be individually owned. My understanding is they're going to be, that the SPT plans to maintain ownership of the whole thing. It'll be under a master meter.
Okay.
At least that was the latest that we had heard. Now, they have not submitted construction plans or anything like that. This is the first step in their development
if we're going to get
process.
blue-collar workers living here, we got to give them some affordable housing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to keep the city a quality product though, too.
Yeah, but,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not here to stay tonight, so. So we good on the public hearing?
Yeah. I'll make the motion. I make a motion that we call a public hearing on a rezoning request of 15.46 acres along Lone Star Parkway, west of Liberty Street, from ID industrial to B commercial and R2 multifamily residential, as submitted by SPT Montgomery LLC.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to set up the first public hearing on September 3rd, 2024 for the rezoning of the 15.46 acres along Lone Star Parkway, west of Liberty Street, from ID industrial to B commercial and R2 multifamily residential. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say no. The public hearing has been approved. Item number 6, consideration and possible action on the final plats for Redbird Meadows, Section 1, 2, and 3.
All right, so this is, as I mentioned, Redbird Meadows. This development is along Old Plantersville, right at the corner of Old Plantersville and Old Dobbin Plantersville. These are their final plats. You all have seen and reviewed their preliminary plats, and there were no substantial changes from the preliminary until now. They have begun construction. As you may have noticed, they've started clearing on site because their construction plans are approved. So a couple of things that I wanted to note about these plats, just to make you all aware. So City Council approved a development agreement on May 10th of 2022. They then amended that agreement on August 8th of 2023. So the terms of the agreement that are realized in these plats, there was a street variance that was granted to allow 24-foot pavement width with a 50-foot right-of-way for minor residential streets, meaning that they serve less than 50 lots. They were granted a side lot variance to allow, the way that it was worded was ultimately 20% of the total lot lines between two adjacent homes will have no less than 15 feet in between the homes. So that guarantees it's either 7.5, 7.5, or 5 and 10 on at least 20% of the lots in each phase. They were also granted a lot size variance, so a maximum of 47% of the platted lots can be a minimum of 60 feet wide with 8,400 square foot area. So what is included in these three plats today are a mixture of 60s, 70s, and 80s. And this was all on, in accordance with their original land plan that was included in that development agreement as well. So in light of the agreement, we reviewed the plats against the variances that they were granted, as well as the remaining applicable city codes. They have met all of the requirements of both, and we recommend approval of these three plats at this time.
So looking, I'm just confirming, they were approved to go down to 24, but it looks like they went to 28, is that correct?
24.
A majority of their residential streets are 28.
Okay.
They're only
That's just
doing
nice.
24 on a very small smattering of the streets. The requirement was for streets serving less than 50 homes,
We're allowed to go down to 20.
which is considered a minor residential, but they did less than, fewer 24-foot streets than they could have.
Okay.
So they did try to keep them to a minimum.
Man, you said, it says consideration and possible action. What is the possible action?
The action would be to approve the plats, or
Okay.
to not approve the plats.
Do we approve or do we recommend approval?
We recommend approval.
Just want to confirm. That's what the motion would be.
So if approved, they get signed by this committee and the city council.
I'll make a motion that we recommend approval of the final plats for Redbird Meadows sections 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not going to second it. I'm going to vote no.
Tom, did you second that?
No, I said I am not going to second it because I'm
Okay.
going to vote no.
Well, I will,
You can second it and still vote no. Seconding just means that motion is on the
Well,
floor.
the motion was to approve it.
Right, but you can still second that motion and put it on the floor and still vote no.
Okay.
If
Well,
that
then
makes
I'll
sense. I
second
know
the
it's backwards, but if you don't have a second, it just dies.
Yeah. Okay, I'll second the motion.
okay, I have a motion and a second for the, I lost my
Final
train
plat.
of thought.
For the recommendation.
Recommendation for the approval of the final plats for Redbird Meadows, sections 1, 2, and 3. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay, so we have 2 ayes and 1 no. Item 6 passes.
Thank you.
Don't go away. Got a question for you.
Commissioner
It's not on the agenda, but my question is,
Well, hold on a second, are you
No.
done with that item? You want to move on the inquiry?
oh, okay, yeah,
Mr. Chairman?
Okay, so, yeah, we're done with item 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now-
now we'll go to commission's inquiry. Yes, if you have, okay.
Could you fill us in on where we're at on the water tower? And where are we at on trying to get wells repaired?
So there are two different answers to those questions. So
Understand.
as far as, I'll start with getting wells repaired. So
Okay.
as y'all may be aware, water plant 2 has been offline for about a year. Well number 2 collapsed around this time last year. So we held a pre-construction meeting yesterday with the contractor to plug the existing well, drill a new well, and do some other improvements at the water plant site, replacing the ground storage tank and doing some recoatings, as well as repairing the road going to the plant. So that project is in construction and is underway.
Okay. Timeline?
Their substantial completion date is April of next year.
Wow.
That's
Takes time to drill a well.
That's number 2, right?
I'm sorry?
Is that number 2?
Yeah, number
Correct.
2.
Yeah, water plant 2, well 2 is the one that failed.
Yep.
Currently, well 3 is offline as well. This is recent. The pump, the motor burned up probably due to a lightning strike. So that motor is in the process of being replaced.
Timeline on that?
Friday?
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, at least it's not next year.
This is happening right now, so
Yeah.
Right.
that's, we're hoping Friday.
Yes, that's the ideal timeline. So
Okay.
as far as current capacity, knowing that you have 2 wells offline, the city still has substantial pumping capacity. So we went into a voluntary stage 1 drought contingency just to advise everyone to reduce water where you can. There's no requirement at this point because you do have substantial pumping capacity to still serve the demands of the city. But we're monitoring it daily, watching out for spikes and flows to where we may need to go to a more restrictive stage of the drought. The other part of your question was regarding the water tower and an additional water plant. So part of this Redbird Meadows development is that they are dedicating a water plant site for a water tower and pumps for that.
So the water tower would go over the Redbird area?
Correct. It would go at the hard corner of Old Dalton Plantersville and Old Plantersville. Kind of catty corner from the existing ag barn. So that's part of their agreement is to, and that was one of the amendments that was included in that August amendment of last year. They will be dedicating that water plant site. So the next step in the process is for the city to go out for proposals for engineering services to design the tower, and then continue on with the design from there. I have the request for proposals drafted, and I'm ready to bring it to staff.
Looking at 26?
To be completed?
Yeah.
Likely, yes, early 2026.
Okay. Now, I've got a question along the just general question there. Water tower helps to improve water pressure too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, the water tower is kind of twofold, capacity and pressure.
Yeah. Because that can help reduce insurance rates for homes. It actually can. If your area is recognized by insurance companies as having weak or poor water pressure, it can cause the whole area to have higher insurance rates. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Okay, got,
I'll second.
okay, we got a motion, a second for adjournment of the August 6, 2024 meeting, P&Z meeting at 6:30 PM. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. All right. That was a quick one.
Jim, that goes about as, Rick, it's about as good as it's gonna get, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Click, click.